Hello everyone, my name is SurrealBeliefs and welcome back to another mod review. Right now I'm looking at a mod called Kislev, where it adds in a bunch of custom units and overall, they're pretty cool. We've got the Druzina, Winged Lancers, Griffin Legion, and Ungol Horse Archers. In the middle we've got our Winged Lancers. Over here is where we have our Ungol Horse Archers, and I'll go over a bit of their backstory in a moment. But Kislev is by far one of my favorite factions in the game of Warhammer. They're very varied, and they're based on a mixture of Poland and Russia. They're very cool. Now, Druzina are the lowest rank of hereditary nobles in Kislev. Most of their armor is passed down from their father to son. Then you've got Winged Lancers, who are Gospodar warrior noblemen and form the bulk of the mounted portion of Kislev's military. You've got a bunch of tribes who are united in Kislev and are led by a Tsar. The charge is about to happen. I'll go on normal speeds after that goes on. But for now, we'll enjoy slow motion in a very cinematic way. Then you've got Ungol Horse Archers, who are mounted auxiliaries from the northern tribes of Kislev. And finally, the more epic group, oh wow, you're going flying. You've got the Griffin Legion, who are the most elite and famous regiment of the Winged Lancers, and they are the highest ranking nobles of Kislev and are like the Knights of the Empire. They're a semi-autonomous military order that travels the world and fights as mercenaries, but they come home whenever the Tsar says to come home to fight in his own war. Here we go now, we're about to have our great charge. It's beginning. Not yet. Okay, back into slow motion for a brief moment. Only because, I mean, we're going to have a lot of things being processed right now. I mean, they are charging in a massive way. Here we go. But after slow motion in the very beginning, I'll play it at normal speeds, and I probably won't talk for the entire duration. That way we can enjoy the battle and watch it in a cinematic view. There we go. They're flying now. Okay, now we can watch it.
Sigma, the pitiful mortal parading as a god. Chaos scum! Smash them aside! Kill the Emperor and watch the Empire with her! Kill in the name of the gods! We need the help of many eyes! The eye of the gods will see me bring ruin on the Empire! To battle! Every man for himself!
They appear to be pretty effective.
Send them back to their hell!
It's really incredible with what modders are able to do with what they have. I mean, keep in mind that a lot of people who are using what is in the game right now, I don't know how much is custom made, but it's pretty cool to be able to have that in a very short amount of time. The game hasn't been out for very long. Yeah, I made sure to charge in and out repeatedly. I mean, if you're gonna have a mounted army, you're gonna have to charge in and out repeatedly like that. You do lose a few each time. I mean, whenever you back up, it'll count you as being flanked, and it'll be hard for you to actually get out of there. At times, they do charge in a little bit too deeply, and they kind of get caught behind, like that guy. Oh man, he's not going to make it. Now, Winged Lancers are meant to pull out a sword whenever they're fighting in close range. They have a lance, but they also have a sidearm too. But unfortunately, we don't have that yet. I'm wondering if mod makers will be able to mod that in, because right now they're kind of trapped using one weapon, the lance. Here they go. But yeah, Kislev has a lot of variety in terms of how they fight. They even have guys who ride on top of a bear. Gotta have that, right? I do believe that is accurate. Here we go. I was actually a little bit worried about losing for a bit, only because, I mean, we were being backed up. They were charging quickly. I charged in quite a bit too, but they made it pretty hard for me to just kind of do my own thing. Now they're pulling back again. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, we're pulling back again for another great charge. I mean, each time we charge and we're doing a lot of damage, but you gotta do it over and over and over. I think a big part of it is you can win with a mounted force, but because you lose so many whenever you back up, unlike, let's say, Medieval 2, it'll be quite difficult for you to not lose a lot. Because in reality, I mean, if we're fighting a bunch of mounted marauders, we might have a different story, but if we're fighting a bunch of dismounted marauders who are fighting on foot, we should be able to easily kind of steamroll all of them. That's how I view it. I mean, they're not fighting in formation, they're just charging in. Haha, they're going flying though. Horse archers are over here. They actually killed quite a few of them early on too. Yeah, way back here. I mean, our battle went pretty far from way over here to the edge of the map now, which is what we're looking at now. Oh man, they are losing their minds right now. It's been a lot of fun looking at mods and finding the creations of people who are really doing a lot of work. I mean, yeah, there's always going to be like the most popular mods, but for me, it's important to look at what might not be the most popular yet. Not because of the lack of quality, it could just be because they don't have their name out there yet. You've got a few people who are known from previous games who have had their name carry on to now, but I want to look at people who might be new to it. It might motivate them to keep on going. I mean, Kislev as a faction would need more to be completely fleshed out. But I found them to be a lot more balanced in, let's say, Bretonnia. Bretonnia had not had an update in a long time, over 10 years, and they never really got updated. I know that, like, in the 3rd edition or so, they did have dismounted foot knights, and you can argue that could be lore-wise, but I mean, there's a mod now that adds in a bunch of rangers and things like that. I mean, in Bretonnia, the peasantry are all trained to use a longbow. They have to learn how to use a longbow. It could be argued that maybe a few of them might form an elite group. I mean, that wouldn't be too weird. Which is why I'm not too much of a stickler for Bretonnian lore when it comes to being strict about it, because I mean, they weren't updated. Had they been updated, things would have changed up. Or you even have a mod for the Empire. There's one guy made called Hammers of Sigmar, and they're damn cool. They are amazing, and I really wonder if like interest in Warhammer Fantasy would have changed in the tabletop way, provided they had updated the art and the models too in very many ways. I mean, they could have changed a lot of things that look really cool to fit the appeal that people need now to play a game. Though, to be fair, you needed a lot of money to really get started in the tabletop. I mean, Warhammer Fantasy required a lot more models for you to fight. A lot more, which was not cheap. And you have two options at that point: lower the cost of your models or change up the rules and how the battles flow. But neither choice was made. They instead opted to get rid of Warhammer Fantasy and to go after a new setting. Well, Warhammer Fantasy is based upon the real world, mythology and all of that, and Tolkien work. But I love it, man. I've always loved it. I'm a big 40k fan too, though. I don't actually play the war game, the tabletop for it. I do play the roleplay games, though. Only War, Dark Inquisition, all of that. Or Dark Heresy, I can't believe I mixed up the name. Anyway, it's based upon the Inquisition. Which is funny, because I have like freaking over 10 of their books on my desk right now. I run a tabletop game group for Only War. Might do it for Warhammer Fantasy at some point. Unfortunately, the art in the books are, oh man, very aged, very old style, and not a cohesive style. But like, if you look at the art style for the Dark Eldar for 40k, they've updated their art, and it looks incredible. Freaking incredible. They're a lot more fleshed out, and they look amazing. And that is what you need for any faction, a cohesive art style, and to update it over time. Trends do change over time. Like if you look at old art from the 80s to now, oh man, a big change. Okay, we're at the very end. I mean, we did lose a lot. They did lose a lot more. We're heavily outnumbered, but we're fighting to like the last man here. And surprisingly, we did not fully break, which felt pretty good, because I felt like we should not have broken at all. Though the battle was quite fearsome. I mean, they were coming at me. I mean, look at the bodies all over the battlefield. We lost a lot over here, but over here's where it got really bad. We're trying to finish them all off. Not quite over yet either. Only a few more to kill. Then the entire battle will be over. Yeah, Chaos Lord is always going to be quite a threat. He took out over 200. Oh, wait, no. That was my guys. Okay, I was a little bit worried about that. I was like, oh man, I'm mounted. That's really not good. He killed over 58 though, or 58 now. About to be over 58. We had 1,201. They had over 4,500, which is really not too bad. I mean, we were fully upgraded. We were all veterans, but man, that's really not too bad. They're falling apart now. I like how quick they are. They're meant to be very quick. They are meant to be very, very quick. Their mounts are meant to be incredibly fast in battle. That's part of why they're so good. But yeah, I think we'll probably see Kislev as a DLC faction. I think Bretonnia will probably be free LC. I'm not sure what they will add. They could add the Foot Knights. I mean, they can add Grail Pilgrims. There's really not too much more for them to add in terms of what they have in the lore. They would have to kind of make up their own stuff for it if they really want to flesh it out a little bit more. And I think mounted combat will need to be changed up a little bit. It doesn't feel as gratifying as it did in Medieval 2. Not at all, not yet. Knights in Medieval 2, I mean, they were not invulnerable, but you could do a lot of damage if you did utilize them correctly. And it's really how they would charge into battle, and that they wouldn't lose as many when you pulled out. I mean, they could if they were just completely caught in a quagmire. We are reaching the ending of our fight. I didn't know we had so much time left, though. Even at the very end, they're trying to hold on. Let's go check out the battle. I wouldn't want to be here. Only one lord left. But I think we're going to call it a battle here. That is the majority of the battle. But if you want to download that modification, I have it linked down below. Check it out. Support the mod maker. If you have anything to say to him, you can comment on his workshop and all of that. Make sure to tell him that, hey, I like your mod, or whatever that you want to. Feedback is always a good thing, if it's positive and constructive. But yeah, thank you for watching. We're going to go ahead and end it here. There we go. We did actually win that, but we're going to end it here. Oh, it actually doesn't show your stats if you just quit like that. Well, never mind. That will do. Thank you for watching.